Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and this week I'm working on my 1970 Revell Shelby GT500. This build is sponsored by Hobby Nut Models, so there'll be a link in the video description below. And I've gotten a couple of these actually from them. But building this one pretty much box stock out of the box, if you guys have been following along here. And so I'll get you caught up to where I am with this particular build, so we'll set that off to the side. And also, our guest visitor will be this guy here from Ryan's Band-Aid collection, just covering up my wound here. But Pikachu character, I'm not really sure which one it is, but I know he could tell me if he was awake. Here I am. I'm getting to the finishing stages of this Shelby GT500. Now, these are fun kit. I built a couple of them already before. Both of these have been featured on the channel. And I just basically pulled them out, just making notes and comparing and seeing what I did on these builds. Well, this one is a 69 in grabber green. So, and this is like one of my first builds. It was molded in yellow. I had painted it gold the first time, but stripped it and rebuilt it. But that's what this is here. But it's a 69, which there's really very little difference between a 69 and 70. This is another one. It is not the Revell convertible, which they did do a kit of, but this is not that. It was a resin one I had gotten a long time ago for Mini Exotics back when R&D Unique had them, and the body needed some serious work, but I did a video on this one as well. And so this is a Revell plastic body that I cut the roof off. I made the trunk and everything here, and made it a convertible and used some of the parts from the kit, but the body itself is one I cut into it. But this one started as a 69 as well, which the Revell kit is. I have a couple of those, but I have not actually built the convertible. So this has got my 70 hood. The main difference for those of you who are not familiar with the 69 and a 70, all the 70s are leftovers. But what they did is they added these stripes on the hood, which I did this one in semi-gloss, found out they really should be gloss black. And then the chin spoiler was added for 70s. That's resin from that kit. Not really sure where it actually came from. But, you know, that's the two main differences between a 69 and a 70. See this one, here's the hood, no stripes, and then no spoiler. But you can build this kit as a 69 or a 70, just depending on painting it. They give you decals for these stripes. I actually painted them. And then the chin spoiler is actually in the box here with my parts that I haven't attached yet. So all of these are pretty much ready to go, but they're not. But that's where I am right now. This has been clear coated. You can see with the blue stripes and everything, looking great. And the red headliner, the glass is in, rearview mirrors in. Everything is pretty much just about ready to assemble. So here's the tail panel with the tail lights and that chrome piece put in there, and all that blacked out. Backup lights are now in. Most of the foiling work is done. Handles aren't done. There's some areas that aren't done. Then all of the fog lights and turn signals are in the front, ready to go. And I started to put some of the decals in here so you can see some of the decals. And there's one there, the caution fan, and the battery one, which are all included in the kit and all really nice stuff. One of the things kind of funny was while I was looking at my notes here, the battery cables, I painted this one red, and I did the same thing on this one, but on this one, I painted the other one red, so you can see how I did that one, which is kind of funny because in the real car, that one's the positive one, but it should go here and go right to the starter solenoid. Instead, it goes down. Then this one is technically the ground, and it goes around. And so when I follow actual ones, so neither one of them are, you know, technically right, but still, neither way looks wrong. Nobody would really know except for the true enthusiast. So, you know, to each his own. Since I did this one that way and realized, I'm like, well, the solenoid's really not there. There's something there, but it's all blacked out. But nobody's really going to notice. I do like the fact that the extra decals are on here. Those are kind of nice. I like the blue. I'm really liking this red, white, and blue color combo, which is extremely rare. Speaking of that, here's the interior pretty much all done. Loving the way this came out. And, you know, I did wood style paint right there on both door panels. Did the console that way too. That's just brush paint, how I do it. Decided I was going to put the Shelby mats in there, even though they're more blue than black. But once the dash is in there, you may not be able to see them. Put the roll bar in. My reference pictures told me that this roll bar should be black. The side pieces are black. Did black back here. But, you know, there's a couple of different versions of the red interior that I'd seen, so I'm not sure 100% which is correct. But I'm just really digging the way this is coming out. Now, I spent some time on the dash here, and it's funny. They give you the Carroll Shelby decal right here, so I stuck it on the glove box. But what's kind of funny is he signed so many parts and glove boxes and stuff that it's getting to the point where finding one without his signature on it is rarer than one with his signature on it. But I think it's great that that decal's there. Put that decal there. All the gauges are decals, but all the wood is just painted, brush painted. But the decals went on really nicely. I'm really happy with the way they laid out and everything. Getting them in there with a toothpick. I use a toothpick to get them in there and move them around. Kind of a pain, but really wasn't too bad. Once I got them and just let the setting solution do the rest. Dash is looking great. Steering wheel's, you know, just as good. There's a little decal in the very center of that if you can see it. Rest of it's just paint and very well hidden. I got the air cleaner also detail painted and got the decals on it. And, you know, the chassis, kind of the same thing. But here's the chassis. And I like how these come out. But just some steel and aluminum, and, you know, did the shocks in red. And the engine's all in there. There's an oil filter decal if you can see it. Turn it around here. There you go. There's a good angle for it. The auto light decal. And one of the things I like to do on this one is, see the valve covers? They come chromed, but the real ones are not chromed. They're cast aluminum. And certain years they were black, certain years they were raw. This one was kind of a raw, but like polished fins or whatnot. So once I painted aluminum, I wipe it with my finger or paper towel to get the chrome to show through on all that. And it comes out pretty nice. So I like the way that looks. Now the air cleaner will cover it up just a little bit when I put this on, but still looks pretty good. Carburetor's gold and everything. So this is pretty much ready to get put into the car. Glasses in, mirrors are over here. They're completely cleared because I had half of them cleared. Now they're completely cleared. Mirrors are in there, and there's the pins because I pinned them. Those are ready. That's final assembly. Then just the license plate and the rear bumper. Rear bumper needs to get glued on. Exhaust needs to be done. But this needs to get painted. So I started painting it black, but haven't painted the rest of it. So, I mean, this really shouldn't be chrome, but that's okay. It's where it was provided and how it was provided. And doing the same thing, these wheels, I still have to detail paint those and the tires. So one thing I kind of never really liked, I like these Goodyear tires, the fact that they're printed. They seem just a little small, but that's what Revell has been giving you. I think the only difference now is the ones they got now are kind of plain. But I painted them kind of a gray because they're more of a cast aluminum. So they're a bit gray. So I like them like that. Although this one I did kind of like in a flat gray. And this one I did more of a gloss gray. No, it's flat gray as well. It's easier for me to see. I shove it right up into the thing. This one has the decals and the caps, which are provided. I got the decals here. And then the last one, license plate. Last one kind of referring to as the last Shelby. So it's kind of funny that, you know, in 1970 it was the last one until many, many years later. So, you know, Shelby Mustangs didn't start appearing until 2006. But yeah, here's the tires. No lettering on them. So I probably swap them out for Goodyear ones. I know I've got some around here somewhere. I take all my extra parts and I throw them in a bag here until I'm done with it. There you can see some of the extra decals and stuff. But this one's just coming along great. It will be done. I got to show you this front. I blacked out all of this. I black out the underside, mainly because here's the reason. You can see it when you flip this sucker over. So, you know, I did it. I believe I did it on both of these. But yeah, you can really see it on there. So the whole back and underside there, and then here's the all of the front. So that's kind of a pain to brush paint and everything. And then I'll take a toothpick and I'll pick the chrome free and get the black off there. But these are ready for the lights to go in, and it's just about ready. You know, I wanted to show you the dash, so that was the main thing. Is I wanted to show you this before I buttoned it all up. So I'll glue that on there, because sometimes trying to show you the dash doing this, it's kind of hard to see it. So I love the way this interior is coming out, and the dash and everything. And this one's going to be done here real soon. So we'll have a video of the finished model here real soon. And really enjoying this one. And you know, I love my Shelbys. I got a ton of them here, but you know, I'll pile this up here. I want to do one of these and convert it to a GT500, or not GT500, GT350. So I'll swap a motor in on that, or figure that particular one out. Oop, I knocked the breather off. Make sure I glue that back on here, then don't lose it in the meantime. But that'll, you know, show you where I'm at with this thing, and this thing will be buttoned up here real soon. Well, that'll do it for now for what I got going on with this one here. So just want to thank my sponsor, Hobby Nut Models, for the kit and everything. So please check the link in the video description below, and check him out for anything he's got going on, or any of his clearance specials or anything. And supporting him, he supports the channel. This has been very beneficial for everybody, and just great. And thank you guys for tuning in, subscribing, and all your comments and everything. And you know, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Really appreciate it. It really helps YouTube and all the algorithms and all that other stuff. Don't really know how that all works, but it seems to work. But thanks, you guys, and you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.